News in motion.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all this morning? I see Deborah Johnson on here, and I just want to let you all know her workshop was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. Packed house. It was absolutely phenomenal. So we want to just give a shout out to Deborah and all that she's been doing. And she's going to have more workshops to come, paid. But she's going to have more workshops to come, so make sure you sign up. But it was a success. So congratulations, Deborah Johnson, DJ, right from the heart. I see you, Marion Jackson. Good morning to you. I see you, Regina Shorts. Good morning to you. Good morning, Deborah. Robert Holman, that's what I'm talking about. Grand Rising. Accept your gift, then share it. I love it. Adrian, good morning to you. And Sardinia, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's just a great day all the way around. All right, y'all. Today is Thursday, October 24th, 2024. I am your host, Gail Dudley. This is News in Motion. Hey, shout out to all the audio listeners. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, you are welcome, Deborah. You are absolutely welcome. Y'all, we have 12 days to go. Somebody say 12 days. Hurry up with the 12 days. We have 12 days to go. So as things are coming to a close with that, just know we have 12 days to go. And hopefully we'll have the announcement of the 47th president on the night of November the 5th. Please, God, please. So we have 12 days to go. I just want to give a shout out for how you all just flowed with me yesterday. As you all know, I started the segment off with just worship. And it was absolutely an amazing day yesterday. So thank you just for flowing with me. I've gotten a lot of your feedback, even those of you on audio who were saying you all just needed that at that perfect point, that perfect time. So just shout out to all of you. Do me a favor. Share, tag a friend, grab your coffee, your tea, your mimosa, and let's get started with this news and what's happening. And by the way, yesterday, although it was not planned, actually the past week, maybe week and a half, you're getting a peek inside of Everbloom and how News in Motion isn't going anywhere. How News in Motion and Everbloom are going to begin to merge. Yesterday, we had our second webinar when it comes to Her Trading is Profitable. And we had a blast on that on yesterday. So that was great as well. All right, y'all, 12 days to go, 12 days to go, 12 days to go. So, y'all, there is a record number of votes cast in key battleground states. Y'all, over 1.5 million voters have cast early ballots in Georgia, setting a record, again, setting another record. From this data company, Target Smart, as of October 21st, approximately 13 million voters have cast their ballots. Yes, and y'all, including including over 6.9 million Democrats and 5.3 million Republicans. So people are out here voting. Now, I do have a question for all of you, and I will raise this question constantly. And I think that's a part of voting that I don't like. We exclude people. Where's the number of the independents? I'm sure they have that number as well. What's up, Rosanna Bivens? Where's that number of independents? Where's that number of libertarians? Where's that number of the Green Party? Let's get a better focus of what that looks like. I see you, Lori. Good morning. So they said 6.9 million Democrats and 5.3 million Republicans. Y'all, in swing states, most likely which will decide the election results, 2.4 million Democrats have voted and about a little under 2 million Republicans. And then they did add that number there. Approximately 400,000 unaffiliated voters have cast their ballots. So y'all, that's good news. That's good news. 12 days to go as today. So here's my first question for you all today. Remember, this is kind of like Town Hall Thursday, but we also have a little bit of Throwback Thursday. So you don't want to go anywhere because we're going to throw it back a little bit later in the segment. But how will you rally your people this weekend? How will you get them out to vote? Please put in the chat. Remember, you stop talking, the segment's over. So how are you planning to rally your people? How are you planning to check out to see, excuse me, to see if your people have voted? Studies have continually shown that one of the best uses of your time is rallying your friends and family to vote. They say that's the best use of your time to do that. And they said you got to remind them. Some people, it's like they've turned it off. They're so out of it. They're saying, oh, I'll just do it. And they've forgotten about it. So how are you going to rally your people? Y'all, this morning, because y'all know I went with Davia to go vote. This morning I was in my husband's office. We have like an early morning coffee conversation, whatever. And I saw his sticker. I said, oh, you went? He said, girl, that sticker's been on that desk for over a week. I'm like, oh, I missed it. I missed it completely. So I was really excited about that. And I started thinking, what am I going to do? How I'm going to reach out to my nephews, my nieces, friends, other people, just making sure they have a vote plan. Deborah says, I'm sending out notes and making calls. That's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm right behind you. Remind people they can vote by mail. They can drop off their ballot. They can vote early or they can vote election day. If we can do one of the first three, that would be great. Y'all, I want you to say this because Deborah's talking about mailing out things, which is great, or writing notes, which is absolutely great. Again, it would go exactly with her workshop. Y'all, she's bringing writing back, okay? Just be prepared. So when it happens, y'all know it's her. She said, if you can bring back bell bottoms and everything else, you can do that too. What's up, Kim Emerson? Girl, I got something else for you. So anyway, listen, vote early. Here's some things we can do. Post. We all have social media. So post. Make a post. Don't make it all serious. Like I was doing some serious ones like at 100 days counting down. Now I'm just making fun. I'm having a great time just posting out there. You can do a post, and this is my post that I'm going to send out later this morning that says Vice President Kamala Harris, what's up, Rodessa? Will hold her closing rally at the site of Donald J. Trump's January 6th rally. I was like, throw it in his face. She is doing that the Tuesday before Election Day. So she'll be doing that next Tuesday, this coming up Tuesday. So that's where she's going to hold her rally. I guess it's going to be a true all-out concert. I was like, well, do I need to go to D.C. and be a part of this? But y'all, that's going to be amazing. So send out text messages. Use Post-it notes. I have been seeing them, and I believe it was Blue Women in Blue or something like that, or Win with Black Women. One of the organizations that I'm on all these different sites, they were sharing, put Post-it notes in the women's bathrooms and stalls. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool if you just remember to have the Post-it notes. You know, I was like, wash your hands, do all that kind of stuff before you do it. I've been in restrooms, and there are Post-it notes. Like, vote for VP Kamala Harris. Vote for Harris and Walz. I'm like, wow. On yesterday, I went to drop off my last batch of postcards. I think I did. Kim Edmondson says, make America sane again. Listen. And then Marion says, making calls and text messages. What's up, Davia? I was just talking about you, girl. What's up? So listen, look, I don't even remember what point I called your name, but I was talking about you a few moments ago. Somebody can fill her in on what I was saying. But listen, Post-it notes, voice chats, voice calls, whatever you have to do. But all of us have social media. Y'all use your social media. 12 days to go, y'all. 12 days to go. I plan on checking in with all of my nieces and nephews and friends. My nieces and nephews were in a group chat, so I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to quiz them. They know it's coming. Some of them will block me for about a week, but I don't care because I'll pick up the phone and call them to say, hey, do you know your district? Do you know your polling location? What's your plan? What are you going to do? Do you have everything that you need? So, y'all, this is the time to really zone in on that. So if you have any suggestions, Cheryl Owen says mailing postcards. If you have any suggestions, make sure that's out there. But listen, y'all, completed all my postcards, talking about postcards. And I went to drop them off at the Worthington post office on High Street. in downtown Worthington. And a woman was coming in with her Kamala t-shirt, her Kamala hat. She had a purse, her tote bag that said vote Kamala. I was like, go on, girl. I said, I like all of it. She had her pearls on and her sneakers. And she didn't look like me. So that made it all the better. So she saw me with the postcard. She says, how? I said, I've probably written over 400 postcards. I said, I don't want to write another postcard anytime soon. And so we kind of high-fived each other. Then somebody else came up and said, y'all must be talking about Kamala. You have too much joy. So we started having a conversation. We were outside because the man told us we had to go outside at the U.S. Postal Office. We were outside on High Street, on the front of the post office, having a conversation. Before we knew it, there had to be 9 or 10 of us circled up having a conversation. So there is excitement in the air. And people were also asking suggestions like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get my young people to vote. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And we started sharing suggestions, y'all. And it was so much fun. A suggestion I have never thought about. Never. There was a suggestion that if you own a store or you own a restaurant, that maybe on the receipt you just put a reminder, remember to vote. Or in their bags, put a receipt, not who, but remember to vote. So this woman on the high street says she's going to start putting that on the end of her receipts when people are leaving. She has the nail spa on that corner there by Grater's Ice Cream if you're over that way. So she's going to put that in there. I thought, wow, that's just amazing. So we had a great conversation. So if you have any suggestions, put it in the chat. Any suggestions, put it in the chat. All right, now just changing just a little bit. We had so much fun yesterday. I know y'all looking for fun today. We can't have that much, but we will have a throwback in a moment. Former Trump chief of staff, we all know about this. I actually had this notice yesterday morning, but I was having too much fun yesterday that I refused to report on it yesterday because we're not going to muddy it up yesterday. General John Kelly tells the New York Times Trump meets the definition of a fascist. Yeah. He said that he certainly prefers the dictator approach to government. He went on to talk about his positivity of Hitler. And he said that Trump said in a quote, Hitler did some good things. He says that despite Trump's pro-military rhetoric, he did not want to be seen as with amputee veterans. That in photo ops, he did not want that. There's a long list, so I'm not going to go through all of them today. But we have to be mindful of what's happening. In an interview of the New York Times, this is all come out of New York Times, when asked of General Kelly if Trump has any empathy, his answer was a simple no. So let's just talk for a moment. Again, let's just talk. Deborah says she saw the clip. Listen, I saw the clip. I heard the clip. And I kept rewinding it. Like, what? Like, what is happening right now? So here's my question. Another question I have for you this morning. Do you think this information is too late for Donald Trump supporters and followers? Do you think it's too late? We are 12 days away as of today. Is it too late? Do they care? Are they going to support him anyway? Do they realize the definition of a fascist? So just if you have a moment, please put it in the chat. And if you're listening in on audio, I always read your messages when you send them into the news to the news emotion with Gail at gmail.com email. I'm always reading them. As you know, I respond to many of you. But what are your thoughts on that? I really want to hear. Kim Edmondson said they don't care, which is kind of sad, which I believe is really sad if they don't care. Anyone else have any thoughts with that? What are your thoughts? Do they care? Is it too late? Do they not understand what may happen? Do they not understand that they may be a part of this fallout if he retakes office? Deborah says they have foolishly blinded faith in him. Yes, very sad, Kim. Marion says it's not too late, but I don't think they care. Okay, it's not too late, but you don't think they care. It's really sad. I agree with you, Kim. It's sad. So with all of this that's happening, let's see, Adrian says, I believe there are some who still need convincing to flip over. One nugget of information can shift their mindset. Yeah, Davia says, at the least, they don't care. At the most, they agree. Wow. Thank you for that. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Just everything coming together. And did y'all see the clip of him talking about, I don't know, some straws, some lightning, something like he was incoherent for about 30 seconds. And I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, because I'm thinking, oh, this must be AI, right? Because there's no way he could be doing this. And then when the reports started coming, this happened yesterday. I was like, something's going on here. Who's paying attention to this? Something's going on here because what he said made no sense. And then he said something like, I know what I'm saying. You may not know what I'm saying. Like, no, you don't know what you're saying either, Buttercup. You don't know either. So just shut it down. And then he soon wrapped up and got off the stage. And I'm thinking, what is happening? Deborah says they are stuck on abortion. And I'll say it again, as I've said it several times since we've been back on in September. This is not a single issue general election. It's not. If that's how you feel, wherever you fall in that spectrum, we can talk about that with legislation. Let's deal with who we're putting in office. We got to deal with that. So DOJ came out and said, okay, Elon, you can't do that. Because when they looked at everything, the rules, the standards, the policies, the everything, you're paying to play. You cannot do that. So DOJ done shut him down, but he's still doing it. I'm thinking, what is going on? He's still doing this. So the Justice Department warns Elon Musk that his $1 million giveaway is illegal. They're now coming straight out saying this is illegal. You cannot do this. So y'all, what we're gonna do with Elon? What we're gonna do with Elon? I'm just gonna tell y'all right now. Anybody want to buy a car? I got one for you. Kim Edmondson said, lock him up. Lock him up. Diarrhea of the mouth. Deborah says they don't read to find the truth. Every election, this same issue comes out to blind them to what is really going on. There's a lot. Another woman has come forward as of yesterday about Trump and Trump Towers and how he groped her. So we don't know what's going to happen with that, but she came out on yesterday. And so I'm going to just turn the knob just a little bit because this is all a part of it too. When we hear about from The Verge reporting, Apple and Goldman Sachs ordered to pay over $89 million in penalties and refunds after U.S. regulators find they misled Apple card holders. So glad I didn't have one of those. Y'all, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, has announced fines totaling $89 million against Apple because of the company's illegally mishandled transactions, disputes, and misled iPhone purchasers about interest-free payment options. Kim, don't start talking about Apple iPhone. This is the company, not the product. And they said Apple did not send tens of thousands of Apple Cards transaction disputes, according to the CFPB. And they said they haven't been completed. And then when they come to find out, they only had the interest-free financing option if you had Safari, which you would need Safari off of iPhone or the iPad or the MacBook or the Air, I think it's AirBook, whatever. So this is happening, so they're ordered to pay a whole lot of money. I want to go to American Airlines before we switch and do some throwback. I want to go to American Airlines. Y'all, they are ordered to pay $50 million in fines over treatment of passengers with disabilities. They also have another NAACP thing happening too, but right now, treatment of passengers with disabilities. The U.S. government fined the American Airlines $50 million for failing to provide wheelchair assistance to passengers with disabilities and damaging thousands of wheelchairs over a 5-year period. So that too is happening. I'm like, what is going on? And they also said that in some cases, wheelchair users were injured. So you have that. Cheryl says his followers will follow him anywhere, regardless. Plus, we don't know what their news source happens to be, which is true. And then she goes and say, regardless, they will just justify anything that he does, regardless of how it affects them. So you have that. So we have American Airlines, we have Apple. We just have things that are happening. You may think these things are all disconnected. They are not. They are not. For example, Apple, because I follow the stock market now. Apple stock, it went up, it came down. And because this news came out. So you have to figure out what's happening here. The financial industry, because of the financial connection, it dropped after the boards were all green for most of yesterday. So you have to pay attention to these things, how people are putting money here, there, and everywhere. We talked about donations. Some of you actually sent me DMs after I said, y'all better add up. How much have you given to these elections, these candidates? And y'all were like, I had no idea. One of you sent a DM and said, I had no idea I had given over $2,500. And they said, I'd never pay attention to that. They said, thank you for alerting me to this. And they were like, but I have one more I got to pay that they wanted to pay. And I said, hey, go for it. I said, but it's a great idea to know how much you have poured into campaigns. It makes a difference. Can y'all believe 60 million from that one, that group of senior citizens? They had no idea they had given that much money. So there's that. All right, y'all, it's throwback time. We got to go back. Because, yesterday was free. I made sure we did not deal with politics. It's like, I can't do it. All right, y'all, throwback. So, the first question I have for all of you, I want to know what you're watching. I'm going to tell you what I'm watching too. I want to know what you're watching. And I want to know if it's helping you get through this election cycle, especially as we're nearing these last 12 days. What are you watching? I told you all that I was watching Blacklist. Now, that was actually heavy. Yeah, there were 10 seasons, and each season had 22 episodes, except for the year 2020, where they ran into COVID. But Blacklist was really good. Now, my son turned me on to Blacklist, okay? And I was like all in. Then my son was like, oh, Mom, I can't. So he left me, but I just kept watching it. So I called him up the other day. I said, you got to get to the end because it was amazing. So that was Blacklist. I'm currently watching. I watched The Lincoln Lawyer this weekend. We did 5 episodes on Saturday and 5 episodes on Sunday. Hubby and I did. I think that was the best Lincoln Lawyer so far. And that was season 3. I can't wait for season 4. I was like, what just happened? I won't tell y'all. But I was like, oh my gosh, season 4 is going to, I think, even be better. So I see Lincoln Lawyer. I'm currently watching Reasonable Doubt, which is on Hulu. Now, if you can't handle some crazy and some intimacy, don't watch it because it's all in there. But I'm currently watching Reasonable Doubt. I watched Emily in Paris. That was always good. That gives you just time to just laugh and not be caught up in anything. Good morning, Dr. Antoinette. We're talking about what are we watching to get through these last 12 days on the election, to find a way to just get away from it all. I watched a really cute movie. I can't think of the name of it, on Netflix. One morning, it was actually Saturday morning. I got up crazy early. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and I watched this movie. It was about writers, and I think that's what drew me to the movie. And then, of course, 2 people fell in love. That's that romantic stuff. But it was just like no nonsense, and it was great to watch it. Latrice Jones says we need a discussion group for Reasonable Doubt. Let's do it. That's a good one, y'all. That's a good one. Thank you, Dr. Antoinette. Early voting starts today in Maryland. So Maryland, y'all make sure y'all get to the polls today. Add to those millions of people that have already that have already voted early. Deborah Johnson says she has rewatched The Morning Show. The Chosen. Yes, Dr. Antoinette is in The Chosen. We were on the phone one day and she was watching The Chosen. That's a great series as well. But you got to find something and do something to get away from all of this. It's a lot. Blacklist is not really recommended because there's a whole lot of government stuff that's going on in that show. But I'm drawn to those kind of shows because I like this. Kim says she loves Reese Motel. It's just great. It's just great. All right, so keep filling that in, but now I'm going to go to even some more throwback. Y'all know I got to talk about candy. Y'all know I have to talk about candy. So I found this list from its New Orleans Times that gives the most popular candy per state. So I got to go through some of these. Dr. Antoinette says she's rewatching Lucifer. I tried to watch that. I just cannot watch that. I've tried hard. I cannot watch it. And she says there's a lot of theology in that show. That's what Kevin says, but I cannot watch that show. I tried. I'm just like, I can't. So, yeah, there's some shows I just can't do. David Lincoln Lawyer, listen, girl, that's the bomb show. I'm with you. All right, so I'm going to just pull out some states. Tulsa King and Yellowstone. My son said he likes Yellowstone. Y'all see, we can get recommendations from here too. Now, y'all, come on, I thought I would see more of y'all say Emily in Paris. That's just the greatest show. It is so good. All right, so here's some of the candy. Because we're in that season. Y'all just bear with me. We having fun today. I'm trying to dump all the politics. We can have a watch party and talk while it's on. We can do that. Look, Davian knows how to set up a watch party. Yellowstone is good. My son was telling me also about something called Kingston, but it's Kings, T-O-W-N. It's spelled Kingstown, but it's called Kingston, Mayor of Kingston or something. He said that was actually as great. Yes, Kim Edmondson, thank you. Emily in Paris was good. I love that show. All right, so y'all, here's some of the candy. Alabama, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Now, y'all, this was a survey, and this is what they came out with. I'm not going to go over every state. California, Red Vines. I don't even know what that candy is. Delaware, Twizzlers. Florida, y'all, the number one candy in Florida, you would say this has been researched, and I went to fact check it to make sure. But Florida, Dum Dums. Idaho, peanut M&Ms. Kansas, M&Ms. Maryland, Twizzlers. So Dr. Antoinette, Maryland Twizzlers. Michigan M&Ms. There's a lot of M&Ms on here. Mississippi candy corn. I love me some candy corn, seriously. New Hampshire Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. New Mexico Tootsie Pops. New York Twizzlers. North Carolina candy corn. Ohio Reese's Peanut Butter. I figured that was because of the Buckeye, I guess. Rhode Island Sour Patch Kids. So in the chat, put down some of your favorite candy during this time. Utah peanut M&Ms. M&Ms is like winning, and peanut butter is winning on here everywhere. Virginia, if you're on here, Virgie candy corn. Washington, D.C., Snickers. But the majority are Twizzlers, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, candy corn. That's what the majority. Dum Dums are appropriate for Florida. I knew you was gonna say that. Strawberry Twizzlers. Marion says, Kim, we can have a conversation about Yellowstone. Listen, y'all, we gotta have conversations. That just keeps us connected. So the next thing I want to say to you all before we get out of here, what are some things that you're thinking about doing the rest of this month going into next month? Because I have some things I want to share here too. I used to love Snickers. I don't like them anymore. Go apple picking if it's not too late. Heather, what's up, girlfriend? She says lemon heads. Okay. I like Boston baked beans. I really do. I like Boston baked beans. I love seeing the leaves change. Just driving around the area yesterday, seeing leaves. I'm doing whatever I can to get this election out of my head. I have to. Again, I've written over, I think, 400 something postcards. I'm done writing postcards. And thanks to all of you who took a pack, because I would have had way more than that, but thank you for taking some. So I've been doing different things. That's why I said, let's just share some of this on News in Motion, because I'm hearing so many of you said you loved yesterday's show. I mean, we laughed. We had a great time. I just could not do that other kind of news. I could not. I tried. We did some. But other than that, we had to have some fun. And people were like, it was refreshing for them. And so I said, well, that's the direction we'll go with this, with Thursday. We'll do some throwback. Because at some point, we have to find a disconnect. Davia, Kim, Latrice, and Adrian. I'm gonna need all four of you. We're working on something. You'll get paid. We're working on something, but and it's not under my company. It's under my husband's company. We're working on something, and we're gonna need all of you. And I thought about that because I was thinking about Davia with the mindset of people where they are. But we're going to need all four of you for this project that we're trying to roll out January 2025. I love it when he comes to me and says, okay, I think I'm going to need your help now. But who you need? What do you need? I know everybody for all those slots. So there's that. So, but seeing the leaves change. So when I was out driving, I was thinking about you all. And I was thinking about names for slots. Deborah, you too. And Deborah and Latrice, I got to connect the two of you as well. This is just from driving. When you're not focused on certain things, you're able to get to other things that are going on. Complete a corn maze. I'm not into that, but if you are, cool. Now, if you do, and I'm sharing this because I've seen this reel on TikTok and on Instagram. If you do Halloween and you're taking young people out, you can't do what we used to do. You can't stand at the end of the curb and tell them to go on up to the door. No. Go up to the door with them. Seriously, there's a lot that's going on. There's this reel that's going around where two girls are going to a door, and it's fake, but it's real. The two girls went to the door. The man comes to the door. Y'all may have seen this. He's talking with them, and they get excited. And he talks about he has a fish bowl. And they were talking about, can we see the fish bowl? And they want it. He goes, you want more candy? You two seem to be so nice. And they're like, yeah, we want more candy. So he poured the rest of the candy out. He said, but come on in, let me give you some more candy. And when they walk in the door, he says, why did you come in my house? And they looked at each other. He said, your parents would not like that. And he said, but there's my fish bowl, just to see if they were going to go back out the door. And they ran to the fish bowl. And he said, y'all failed. That's not it. So y'all go to the door with them. And if you have trunk or treat in many of the churches that are doing that and companies, y'all go to the trunk with them. Seriously. We cannot trust people today. We shouldn't have trusted them before, but we have to be very, very careful. So there's that. Go to a fall festival. Honor service members on Veterans Day. Write letters to veterans. There you go, Deborah. And I don't know what this is. I used to think this was false, but it's really true. I don't really eat apple pie unless it is the fall. I know that's so weird. But I was reading all of this background to each of these things. They're saying apple pie is the highest selling pie, and then pumpkin, and then sweet potato in the fall seasons. I was like, why? But that is true. It's true. Prepare for Thanksgiving and then go to a football game. Just some things. So let me ask you, what are some things you're going to do leading up to the Thanksgiving time? Let's not do Thanksgiving yet, but what are some things you're interested in doing and you're going to do? What does that look like? So if you have anything, please put it in. That was the name of the candy corn I was trying to think of yesterday, Rosanna. Branches candy corn, the best. It really is the best. And as you're writing that out, we're going to go to the inspirational message and then we're out of here. We're going to continue the theme that we had yesterday. I don't know why y'all loved that one yesterday so much, but y'all did. It's interesting when I get a lot of feedback, a lot of emails or text messages or inbox messages when it's something that has struck a chord with you all. It's like just all the way. Deborah says, yes, I'm going to the football game and taking more walks. Walking really does do something for your mindset. It does something for your mindset. So the inspirational message, I want to continue with purpose. I want to continue with us burying and hiding our gifts. I want to talk about true success. So here's my question. Dr. Internet says, going with friends to drive and see foliage and have a picnic lunch. I like that. It's so beautiful out there. Kicking the leaves are so beautiful to me. I just go away. My mind just goes somewhere else. So just seeing all of that is beautiful. And I was driving somewhere yesterday when I left you, Deborah, after I went to go see my mom. I was driving somewhere yesterday and it hit me like I've lived in Columbus basically all my life, except for the time I moved to Atlanta and then to Oberlin. And I was in old neighborhoods that I didn't even know existed. because I was just that was like my relaxation, thinking, breathing, stilling away, whatever you want to call it. Heather says she's getting outside every chance she can. Um, Kim says I'm going to walk at different parks around the city. Yeah, Kim's a walker. Oh God, that girl can walk. She faked me out. I'll never forget that. She faked me out. I said, "How many miles is this?" Yeah, but I had to do it, so I did. So here's the question. If you're not clear about what true success looks like, how will you know when you get there? How will you know when you get there? Again, I want to answer, and I want y'all to think through this. If you are not clear about what true success looks like, how will you know when you get there? That's only question number one. As we are making plans and we have our dreams and we want to go out and fulfill these dreams, what is true success to you? What does that look like for you? And how do you know when you have reached that point? So my next question will be, what does true success look for? How does true success look for you specifically? Not the world's way, not your friends or family's way, but for you. Deborah says we have to have a clear picture of where we want to go. We have to. And I think that's one of the mistakes for so many people is that they have an idea and they're just going for it without a plan. They don't know what they want to see, where the end result's going to be. They just want to do it. They just have a feeling. They want to do it and they go do it. And that's great. But what does that look like for you? When it begins to unfold, how do you know you're on the right track? How do you know what that looks like for you? And so you can even go a step further. And y'all, people pay me for this, so this is free. And again, this is another unfolding of Everbloom because I'm realizing where people are stuck and what needs to happen. So this is just another petal that's falling. What is your definition of success? Not what Webster says, not what Google or AI or your friend or your neighbor. What is your definition of success? What does that look like for you? And you cannot just answer it an increase in income. That cannot be the answer, okay? When I'm coaching people, I tell them all the time, that can't be the answer because you're going to think you're not successful if you're not making X amount of dollars. You can be successful as a volunteer. Okay, so take money out of it. What's your definition of success? What plans are you writing? And y'all should be writing. I told y'all to start coming to News in Motion with a paper and pen because this is going to help you. So you have this now. If you want to go deeper, we can book a session. But what does that look like for you? Mary Jackson says, inspirational message. If you're not sure what true success, how do you know you have achieved it? What does success look like to you? What is your definition of success? Thank you, Marion, for grabbing all those questions. So what I want you to do this weekend, and this is about building us up. There was so much feedback over the last week with inspirational messages that I decided I wanted to do this today to help you all out. It's not workshop Wednesday, today's Thursday. But I want you to write the vision and I want you to make it plain. Okay, write your vision. What do you see? Like, I don't care if it's like 4 or 5 pages, but put paper to pen, put pen to paper and write your vision. Write your vision, make it plain. That's out of Habakkuk. Write your vision, make it plain. What's your vision? What do you see? What are the components? Who's involved? Then you can put a budget item to that. So write it with a budget, without a budget. And I'm not saying identify a budget as a whole, but just get a round number of what that looks like. How will you get there? What are possible roadblocks? These are all things that you need to determine and to decide. Who are your accountability partners? Do you have an advisory board, an advisory committee, advisory team? Who's your team? And I always share with people, have a team of 12. Why do I say 12? Number one is biblical. But number 2, I say have a team of 12 because There are people in seasons that some will be able to stick with you and some will not be able to. So they may come and go in seasons. So in one season, you may have 2 people. In another season, you may have 4 people. In another season, you may have 6 people. So you want to have a team of 12 because all 12 are not working with you at the same time. So you want to have that season. Let me go grab what some of you are saying. Deborah says, my definition of success is knowing that I am doing what God is calling me to do. I feel peace in my spirit when I achieve it. I will not share what Deborah's doing, but at her workshop, she unveiled a couple things. And I was like, we meeting tomorrow, right? So we can talk about it because you got to get this started now. Her vision is so clear, but she's also been working on it for a couple of years. Excuse me. Deborah says, Rosanna says, weather depending, taking my 3-year-old grandson. Oh, to go walk for this week. Great, great, great. And then Deborah says, please make it way bigger than what you can do alone. You have to make it way bigger. And so here's my next question. Could it be, and I want you to really sit with this. Could it be that you are working towards an inadequate definition of success? You may be looking at it as failure. You may be looking at it as I'm not succeeding here. But could it all come back to your definition that you have for success? And how you're going to turn that around. Marion Jackson says, thank you, Gail and News in Motion family, for pouring into me. And I thank God for the blessings. You are welcome. And we're going to keep pouring into you. So, people have different paydays. So if anybody still wants to come alongside all of us who are pouring into Marion Jackson in this season, she's in a difficult season. Yes, she has a job. But she's at a roadblock, and we're going into the holiday season. So if y'all still want to bless her, if you want to bless her a second time, do that. Just reach out to Marion to get her information to do that. But y'all, I'm really trying to Everbloom is a portion of Everbloom is to build people up, and it comes from hearing from my daughter, her friends, and even older adults. They're saying, I don't know what to do. I have this idea. Where do I start? Where do I go? And I do this a lot. So Everbloom, I said, there has to be a component of Everbloom that comes alongside News in Motion and what we're doing there. What does that look like? And it's all under the Gail Dudley brand. But really building people up, that's my mission. I'll say this now, and I said it before. I want to see everybody win. I desire to see everybody win. I think that makes for a better America, and I think it makes for a better world when we all win. Time out for competing, time out for jealousy, time out for envy, time out for trying to outdo somebody else, so time out for competition, time out for all of that stuff. Everybody win. Everybody win. Some of you have been asking me what are we doing for food insecurity with Thanksgiving. We're going to do similar to what we did last year. So I'll start talking about that next week. But y'all, we have homework this weekend. I want you to write your vision and make it plain. Only 2 people responded to me last time when I asked you to send me something. Hey, it's on you. Because I had told you that I would respond to you by that Wednesday. I did respond. Lori and I did have the conversation. We responded. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. She said, that's grown folk talk. Listen. Thank you, Heather. This is what we're going to do. If you write out a vision and you get stuck, and you write that out this weekend, if you send it to newsinmotionwithgail@gmail.com, again, that email, let me see if I can find it. newsinmotionwithgail. I don't do this often. No, I lied. Send it to this email. Gail@gaildudley.com. I have too many emails. Send it to Gail@gaildudley.com because that one comes straight to my phone. And you say, hey, I'm kind of stuck. Is this right? Can you take a look at this? Can you send me some questions back around this? If you send that to me by midnight on Sunday night, so 11:59 p.m. Sunday night, I will respond to you by the following Friday. I'll respond to you by the following Friday. So there's your opportunity where people pay for that. I'm giving that to you because I want to see people on News and Motion succeed. But you have to get it to me by this Sunday. I think that's the 27th at 11:59 p.m. and I will respond to you. Even if you sent the last thing, so Lori Rodessa, if you want to send something with that, you can do that. But that's the email to send that to, and I will respond to you. Got to give me a week to respond, but I'll respond to you with questions. You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome, Kim. I was going to share something else with you all before I got out of here, but I think that's it. Pray for all the candidates who are running for office. Pray for everyone who's voting. Pray for all the election officials, election poll workers. Pray for those who are trying to make it to the polls. Pray for those who have been rejected. On my Instagram, I have a video from someone in, I think it was Atlanta, I think it was Georgia, where the father's absentee ballot was rejected. And they found a way to get him. It's almost like the people in the Bible found a way to get the one through the roof. Like, hey, come on down through the roof. They made a way for him to get there to vote. And people even there were like, why didn't you do this absentee? That y'all rejected it. So y'all be prepared for things. That's why I suggest you early vote so you're not rejected. Or if there's any problems that pop up, you have 12 days to get those solved so that you can vote. That's why I'm always advocating for check your vote status. It's so important that you do that. Check your vote status. All right, y'all. Oh, that's what I was going to tell y'all. There will not be a Friday rundown tomorrow. There's just all the information I've really been giving to you. I can't even get this out over this week. So there's not a Friday rundown, but there will be one next Friday, November the 1st. And then the other thing is, if you plan to have a vote party, let us know how we can come alongside you to pray with you and for you during that time. There's a lot of shenanigans that are going on out here. That's not to scare you. It's just to say, be aware of what's happening. All right, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Everyone stay well. And remember, make some bold moves. We're out.
News in Motion.